Welcome to another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Wally. And today I am so excited to have on a 33-year-old from Retford in Nottinghamshire, England. He enters the shed a legend and a two-time champion of Two Ales and Hockey Tales raffles. He does cheer for the fun banners of Sheffield, England, and hopefully got to participate in Kit Kat Get That before fun was shunned from the barn. But it's too big and too warm anyways. He is an ultimate shed guy, and welcome Willy, Billy, and Rich to the barn last night after Willy and Billy biked 600 kilometers on their gooches, folks. Welcome to the back deck, Adam Brewer.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, thanks for being you, man.
Yeah. I've got,
Yeah.
I've got to say, when I met him outside last night, I was quite sore just thinking about biking that far.
Right? Like, did it make in between your balls and butthole hurt a little bit too?
Very much so.
Their
Yeah.
gooches have to be tender. Like, I can't even imagine what they're feeling right now.
Yeah. I messaged Dave earlier to see how he was feeling. He was saying he was very sore this morning.
Well, everybody knows about your gooch, Dave, and we all know it hurts, but thanks for doing that, right? I wonder how much money they ended up raising. I actually have forgot that I did the raffle that you won. I never did extract the money out of that and send it to them. And I haven't made any money to pay the Manchester Storm yet. So I should probably do that.
Do you know what? I think that might have been partly down to me because I did actually forget to click claim. I'm sorry for that.
Have you done it yet? I haven't looked.
It said it's come up unclaimed, but I think
yeah, you got to say you got it because obviously you had it. Then you gave it away. So I get it to how we know each other. It's pretty neat for me to see on my phone. I know screens aren't always a good thing, but in my world, there's been some pretty neat shit on my screen that I've seen. And you giving Rich Bateman a 2Ls and Hockey Tales jersey at a Sheffield Steelers game is pretty incredible when you think back on starting all this and putting myself out there. And I didn't know any Sheffield Steelers. I didn't know any of the fans. And to think of how big my hockey family is now, that there's someone with a Walton 18 2Ls and Hockey Tales jersey in the Sheffield Arena last night, giving it to a guy that biked 600 kilometers or to Rich for his recovery, but that people had just biked 600 kilometers all from start and talking shit in my shed is crazy, you know?
Yeah, that's some achievement to do that.
I couldn't do 600 kilometers. I can hardly bike to town.
I struggle to do 6.
Crazy animals. And like, how weird is all this? I'm drinking a coffee out of a mug that says it's a good day for a living. Shed family running amok. And you know what? We sure are, right? Winning's fun.
Certainly are.
Oh gosh. Yeah, so when I saw the picture of you giving the jersey to Rich, I had totally forgot about our conversation. You told me you were going to do that.
Yeah, seems like forever ago now, but it was only a couple of weeks.
Right. A lot of things happen in a couple of weeks, you know?
Oh, getting riled up for start at season next week now.
I honestly, it's hard for me to keep up with the new hockey season starting with all the fun I've started. I guess I've sprinkled some fun in a bunch of different cities because now that hockey's cranking back up, there's a lot going on in the hockey world to know about, you know?
Yeah, it certainly is. And I mean,
so you guys played Cardiff last night?
Yeah.
Who won? I don't even care because it's preseason. Nobody cares about preseason anyways, folks. Just so you know, everybody's just trying to get their lungs going and their legs going, and they're just trying not to get injured. But they also fight way more in preseason because everybody's eyeing each other up and seeing who's the big guy on campus now, you know?
Yeah, it started out pretty fast last night, but Sheffield, it was only 1-0 game.
They won 1-0?
Yeah.
Ugh. That sounds boring.
Old Sam Jones went for it again, though.
That's what I found about playing in the Sheffield Arena. I found it very hard to score because it was so big and there's so much ice. And I make it pretty obvious. I like small barns where there's more action and mucking it up. And then you beat a guy out of a corner. It's not so far to take it to the net and score, you know?
Yeah, that sounds like the easier option. We're not having not so far to travel.
Yeah. Yeah, or I should be skinnier, right?
I know that problem.
Or have two knees that work, you know. Then maybe I would have liked that arena, but I didn't. But to see, but now I love that arena. To think of the memory that you guys made for me yesterday, I wasn't even there, but I got to see pictures of it, and now I can print that picture of you guys and put it up in the shed, right?
Yeah, there's been a lot of cool memories in there for us personally last year or so, because I mean, last year we got a suite from my niece's birthday and surprised my sister by her partner proposing in there.
Really?
We got it all on Jumbotron. And
you proposed?
No, sister's boyfriend.
Sister's boyfriend did in the suite at the daughter's birthday.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah.
And she didn't have a clue about it.
And she said yes, so that's good, right?
I hope so.
Right. My favorite memory of that arena is winning the Challenge Cup. And the other time it's not really that good of a memory, but I did take the fan bus all the way up and got naked and did a pregame speech as Thor and beat up Deese with a hammer, who was dressed as Steeler Dan. That was pretty funny too. Long bus trip for a pregame speech.
Yeah, it's a long old journey from Cardiff.
It's at least 10 beers.
It's quite funny that, because when we won it in Cardiff in 2019.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
That was quite a.
It's at least a 10 beer trip back, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, it depends how fast you're going.
Yeah, that's right.
In the speed
limit. Yeah, they did win in Cardiff, didn't they? I guess they have like this. Every year it's weird when you're out of the game now and you see it from a different perspective. It's like these teams keep playing, and every year it keeps happening, and they keep bringing in new players, and then all the fans are getting all wound up about all these new players, and they want me to talk to everybody. It's like, I don't have enough time for all this, you know?
Yeah, it's like now, I mean, some of our homegrown players now are like 25.
Yeah.
It's like,
when did that happen? Right?
Yeah. It's like, now you've got to start calling them the old faces of the team, because they've been playing there for like 3 or 4 years, and it's like
it all happens very fast, and then all of a sudden you're just in your shed talking about it, you know.
But yeah, it was quite special on Friday at shirt launch when Dowd come out
with a C on his jersey.
Yeah, that was,
and he should. I wrote to him weeks ago and said, "Are you the captain yet?" And he said, "No, nothing's been said yet." And I said, "Well, once they name you captain, you'll have to come on." He said, "I will when they name me captain." So I guess he will be coming back, because I did know he was going to be the captain, because I know this stuff, right?
Yeah, I think it's got to be the worst kept secret in.
Well, I mean, it's a clear pick. He fights, he scores, he's good looking. What else do you want, right?
There's not a lot more you could want in life, is there?
No. He's probably jealous he doesn't have a shed, though, right? You can have all the good looks you want. I got a shed.
You certainly can. But yeah, I think the roof literally came off on Friday night
when he came out. Yeah, people like him, eh? He's a good ambassador for the sport and hockey in Sheffield. He does all the pictures with kids and the signing autographs, and he's the type of guy you need around, right?
Yeah, he was first one to turn up yesterday, and 2 nieces were with us, and as soon as they saw him, they beeline straight for him, sign the shirts and picture.
Yeah,
I mean, I think he was there for about an hour and a half after everybody had left on Friday night, still signing autographs and taking pictures.
Yeah, well, you guys have a big fan base too, eh?
Yeah, I think we have about 3,000 people at shirt launch.
When I saw the somebody sent me the picture of I think it was Dylan Bath sent me a picture of the arena for the first preseason game, and it was like 9,000 folks at a preseason game.
That was
folks, preseason doesn't even matter. Like at all. I was just trying not to have a heart attack when I played the preseason in Cardiff. It's weird. Lordo would play me like crazy in preseason. Then you get to the regular season, I couldn't get any more ice time. It's like, why are you doing this in the preseason? I don't even care about this.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I mean, I think there was a lot of new fans trying it out as well, which is really good to see.
If it's good when they put the prices right in preseason so people can get a taste of hockey, right? Because it only can take one time and they could be a fan for life, right?
Yeah, I mean, Nottingham, I think, outpriced themselves a little bit, didn't they?
I have no idea, man. I'm just over here in the shed talking.
They were, I think they were charging £25
for a preseason game. Oh, you couldn't make me go watch that team play for free. Just kidding. Actually, I'm a big Logan Nielsen fan. Logan Nielsen scored his first pro goal last night, and shed boost, right? That's pretty cool that he's a young buck and he's going bar down against all the men now. Good for him. Love to see it. And there are Panthers I cheer for, right? Just not the team and as a whole. You know?
Yeah. Like I say, I'm stuck between the two with where I live in Sheffield and Nottingham, but
right. So the place you're from is, you said it's Retford in Nottinghamshire. Yeah. What does that mean? So is Nottinghamshire like a town or an area or a county? What is that?
It's a county that sort of covers our area. So
Nottinghamshire.
We are sort of like Nottingham.
Right. So are you in between Sheffield and Nottingham?
About similar distance between them, yeah.
How'd you decide to cheer for Sheffield then?
Easier to get to.
That's all it was, eh? That's all it took. It was just to be easy.
To be honest with you, it was what the very first time we went was. In fact, that was the first picture I sent you. It was a £5 game,
and then they got you in the door, and then you never left, eh? Got the itch. I find
one game all it took.
I can watch hockey on TV if I know players, but if I don't know players, I find watching hockey on TV is pretty gosh darn boring nowadays, especially a regular season game. Because I mean, in the NHL, they're playing like 80 games. You think I actually care who wins this game tonight? I don't know. I don't. But when you go watch a game live and like I could go watch minor hockey and it can be as entertaining as any hockey game in the world if I know the kids. And when you get to stand right at the glass, like you used to at the big blue tent, that's watching hockey in my world. I love that. Sitting right at the glass where you can see the guy's eyes and you know what they see, and you can tell when they're coming into the corner to pick up the puck, and you can see them like do shoulder checks, and you can figure out which kids are seeing the ice and which kids are just going back and getting the puck, and they have no idea what's behind them, you know? Yeah. I don't know. I started rambling there, but yeah, I like watching hockey live, and TV is pretty boring.
You can't beat watching it in the flesh. And
no. And then when people start fighting, right? When you see hockey fights like happen, like when guys first drop their gloves and start to get after it, the crowd, the hockey, the arena, like everybody is on the edge of their seat and nobody knows what's going to happen, but it is so exciting to see guys fight in hockey, isn't it?
Yeah. Last weekend in Nottingham, I think at one point, there were 3 fights going at once. That's
fun. That's hockey, eh?
And Tansy throwing the bombs.
Right, Tansy. Yeah, I've been talking to him about getting him back. He got a bit of a following that night. I tell you, a lot of people were saying that was a shed boost. He was mucking it up, eh?
Oh, he was proper mucking it up.
Mm-hmm.
He was.
I'm gonna tell him to his face, but I from the research team getting hot and talking to the guy, I think he's a much better fit for the UK league than the Danish league. I thought the Danish league was the softest league I played in, and I think he would have been a lot for those little Danes out there, but now he can be his true self and muck it up all he wants, right?
Our defense this year is just
It's pretty good.
It's a hefty unit.
A hefty unit. I like that. Well put. A hefty unit.
There's some big D
So
men on there.
who's going to be running the power play? Who they got any like clever fellas? Who's going to be who's on the power play? Do you know? They have an offensive defenseman, or they just got a hefty unit?
I think they're still sort of experimenting and moving people around on lines at minute, but
right.
You've got Dowd, Tansy and Sauce were out on power play last night.
Okay.
Plenty of experience last night.
I can't believe what went on in that arena last night. When I see that, so how late were they for the game? I don't even know the story. Like, did they show up at game time, or was the game already going on?
They got there as the game was finishing. They got there around about 8:45, so it was.
But they did get there before the game ended. That's pretty good, eh?
Yeah. They're just about before game finished.
With just aching gooches. So then how did you find them then? Because like that picture just warmed my heart when I saw that.
We'd actually just come out of the building to go back to the car, and I've been looking for them all night around arena. Yeah, I was keeping up on Instagram with Dave.
Yeah, to see if
when
they
he said,
coming.
when he said it was going to be about 9 o'clock, I'm like, it's going to be around about finish at game, so we'll try and catch my way out. And then as we're coming out, I'm like, never met him before. I'm like, I'm sure that's him,
right?
And so I just grabbed shirt
and did it.
Oh yeah.
And and to see Rich at a hockey game again, like we had talked about that he had just got to go home for the first time in I forget how many months it was. It was a lot of months, and that he had just got to go home for the first time, and then to see him at a hockey game with his family. And I saw the pictures. I saw the smile on his son's face, and I mean, it was pretty cool to see.
Yeah, that was pretty special. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, been nice to see him in there cheering him on again.
I always talk about how Team GB is a Disney movie. I'm starting to think the Shed family's not too far behind, because there's been some crazy shit going on around the world.
Get Amazon on the phone.
we got guys biking 600 kilometers, getting 2 ales and hockey tails jerseys, and Rich getting out of the hospital. And then if Manchester wins today, there's going to be a fuckload of chocolate thrown on the ice. And that is funny. Right?
It's a script you couldn't write, isn't it?
It's when I thought of doing this, it's like I didn't know where it was going to go or what was going to happen. I didn't think I'd be 300 something episodes in and having the time of my life, and I'm having more fun than I think I've ever had in my life. I get to do all the things I want to do. I am busier than I've ever been in my life, but I'm doing everything I want to do,
Yeah, that's a bit like me, because I mean last weekend I was watching Sheffield on the Saturday night, and then on the Sunday, I was away because I work in motorsport as well. So I was away with that motorsport.
Oh yeah, like motorcycles or cars?
Cars. So I was away, busy with that on the Sunday. But the worst thing is, where I was on the Sunday, I was only 20 minutes from where Sheffield were playing on the Sunday in Nottingham.
Right.
I couldn't get
it's doing what you want to do in life is way more fun than doing stuff you don't want to do, right?
That's it.
Yeah.
You don't have a job if you enjoy what you're doing.
Well, it's like I do have a real world job, and I don't get paid doing this. I do this because I love it, and I do it for fun. And then like this week, the CEO asked me to go for beers and he's a shed guy. I work for a shed guy. He's an absolute beauty. And we go for a couple beers and I like got called up in the real world, and like tomorrow morning I'm going to do the job walk for the company, and I'll be like the face of our company at this job walk in Niagara Falls. And he said to me, he's like, I like you and I want to take care of you. And I just thought, God, that's hockey. It's
Yeah,
like in hockey, all those teams that asked me to leave, that got sick of me or didn't want me back. I have a guy now I've now worked for 7 years. I get to be myself. I get to act the way I want to act. I go over to Cardiff and rip my jersey off in the crowd and I'm spray painted and he laughs about it and I get to be myself. And that was a very
yeah,
freeing experience that he thought it was funny that I was being me. And now that he is showing that he believes in me, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Let's run amok. And when he says he doesn't want to lose me, it's like, well, that's cool to hear, right?
yeah. It's always nice to have somebody that values you for you and not
Right.
wants to
Instead of being
change you.
someone
And
else. And it's like,
yeah,
I don't hide what I'm doing. I straight up log out for lunch and I chat, and I do have my phone with me if anything was urgent, but like that they let me do this and that they let me leave to go help Ryan O'Reilly in the summer and get to do my passion as well as my job is pretty cool, right? So thanks,
yeah.
Superheat. Keep up the good work. Right? I'll do my best. Right?
That's it. Yeah,
That's
it's
that's
it's cool.
hockey.
That's it. It's not what you know; it's who you know.
Well, and it's I had a hard time getting out of the game. I always talk about it, but
Yeah,
when you think you're just a hockey player and people tell you you're just a hockey player and your resume doesn't look like you can do anything but play hockey when you come back, um once you prove it to yourself and then you realize that like it's hockey taught you everything you need to know about the real world, teach you how to be a teammate, teach you how to treat people, you know how to work for someone. You like if you didn't do your job right in hockey, you don't get a contract the next year. If you don't listen to your coach and do what they say, then you're gone. And like we do know how to work. We know how to push ourselves more than anybody else in the world. And if I
yeah,
could hire hockey players, I'd do it all day long. You know?
yeah. That's very true because you're constantly trying to strive to be that next step, aren't you?
And there's always people nipping at your heels to try and
Yeah,
take your spot, right? Like every year in the
that's it.
UK, it's like these teams at the end of the season, if they didn't win a trophy, they're looking at their team saying, why didn't we win? Were these the guys why we almost won? Or, and then for me as a player, when I wasn't getting asked back to places, I would take it very personally and I'd be very hurt about it because, you know, we're
You
pretty
got you.
competitive, us hockey guys. And I don't like losing. Mhm.
So,
So what do you do?
I'm actually a delivery driver.
Oh
So
yeah,
I'm actually going up to Glasgow in the morning.
really?
Yeah,
What are we
yeah.
delivering? Like parcels,
Wardrobes. I
wardrobes?
deliver furniture.
Oh yeah. So you got
Yeah,
to move it too then when you get there?
yeah. We've got if customer wants it upstairs. We have to take it upstairs.
You got to drive it there and lift it.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
Keeps you. Well, I say keeps you fit, but keeps you.
Yeah. Yeah, the for my real world stuff is I find it hilarious that like it's kind of like the shed. We're a remote company that's global. And I talk to people all over the world. We just don't talk hockey. We talk heat treatment, right? It's like it's kind of like right up my alley with the shed. It's like the same thing. We just don't talk hockey. We talk heat treatment, you know?
Yeah. Until that one time you get somebody else that is similar and
Well, and then you can
talks
talk
hockey as
hockey.
well.
Yeah. Well, we do have shops in the UK, and when I did rip my jersey off in the crowd there in Cardiff a few years ago, that did travel back through my company from the UK office right back to Kincardine, and it is interesting how small the world is, right?
I, It's frightening sometimes how small the world is.
It is, like, it really is crazy, and it's how this whole thing works. And seeing that you guys at the arena yesterday, and like, geez, you guys nearly buckled me when I saw that picture. I was, yeah, can't handle some of this shit sometimes, you know.
Yeah, I've got to say though, the episode that you did with the Batemans very nearly buckled me.
Right.
And I was driving down road early hours at morning.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're what a family, you know.
yeah, absolutely incredible.
Really are. And then when you see him improving and then getting back to his happy place, and geez, yeah, the smile on their faces and his son's face when they're at the arena together nearly shattered me. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the smile last night when gave him the shirt was heartwarming.
yeah. Well, thank you for doing that. That's
No,
neat stuff, right?
yeah,
Right.
Shed family,
Shed family. That's what it's all about.
hockey family.
Yeah, it could.
But back to the hockey mentality. That's the mentality that Rich has got into it, because he just wants to.
He's a
striving
gamer
to,
though. He's a
yeah,
gamer. Like, um, it's interesting because like when I got hurt, when I had surgeries, my knee, my whatever it was, hernia, I would get so down and miserable and like depressed
yeah,
that like I hated physio. I hated not being part of the team. I hated going to some physio place by myself when all the guys are going for lunch and I have to go do all this other shit that I don't want to do. I'd be like a mopey little bitch. And he is the opposite. He wakes up and gives her every day to try and get better for himself, for his family, for his team. It's pretty incredible to see.
yeah. It's inspiring.
Right? You're right.
I
When
mean,
I saw him get out of that wheelchair and start like walking, I was like, Jesus, right? Like,
yeah,
can't handle this shit.
I know a young, you were a young 17-year-old kid. He had a motor racing accident, and one of the worst accidents I've ever seen. And he lost both his legs.
Ugh.
And as soon as he woke up,
You were there and saw this happen?
yeah, we were at the racing that day, and he woke up, and that were it. He got a steering wheel in his hand, and he was trying to work out how he could adapt it to race. And within 6 months, he was walking down pit lane on his prosthetics.
Really? Inspiring people out there in the world, right?
Yeah,
Um, yeah, it's
and he mucked it up in the racing world.
I love people that just muck it up. They just wake up
Yeah,
and give her, right?
that's it.
Yeah.
If you ain't giving her, then you're not living, are you?
What are you doing, right? Yeah,
That's it.
I agree. You may as well go pedal to the metal, right? We only
Yeah.
get to live once, right?
That's it. Go big or go home.
Yeah, and it's the same with these hockey teams, and it's like you can tell who are winners and who are losers in hockey. And I'm not trying to be mean to people, but like there's teams where guys don't care enough. Like you're not going to win championships if you don't deep down care so much that like you'll do anything. And it's like it's just a game and it's just hockey. But if you don't truly do whatever it takes for each other, you're not going to win anything. And there are so many teams of guys that have no idea what it's about.
Yeah, it takes more than one person to win.
It takes everybody.
If you're not, if you can't gel with everybody, then it's
well, and it's like, so I see like in people coaching minor hockey around here, they'll rely on their top players. They'll play the shit out of them from start to finish. And to me, it's like, well, I need my third line guys. I need my fifth and sixth D man to be the best player they possibly can be come the end of the year to win the whole thing, because it takes everybody to go out there and be able to compete and win. And if you're not developing everybody and you just rely on your top guys all the time, how at the end of the year do you think those kids are going to believe in themselves that they can get the job done? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to smash everybody this year. Oh, God. I actually feel bad for the other teams. I don't know what the competition's like, but I know exactly what we're building around here, and everybody can come compete with us if they want. I've been building these puppies for years, and if you want to try and beat us, good fucking luck.
Don't have a go if you think you're hard enough.
I've been on the ice with these kids since they were puppies, and now I have an age group above them too that I haven't really coached yet. But like I went on the ice with them yesterday, and it was split group, and they're supposed to be on for the first hour or the second hour. And I had a handful of kids that will probably make the team if I'm saying that out loud. But they asked me if they could stay out for the second hour. And I'm like, you want to get better at hockey? Yeah, you can stay out for the next hour. I'm right here. Yeah. Let's go. Is it almost spa day time? Not yet. I'm almost done. Okay. Well, I'm having a spa day with the girls. Zoe and the next door neighbors are going to get me pretty today. I'm making you pretty? You're already pretty, honey. But yeah, we're having a spa day after this. And she has her tryouts for hockey right after this too.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's going to run amok. Yeah. I've been building them too. I wouldn't compete with the girls around here either. They're gonna win too.
Yeah, they look pretty face from what you post.
Zoe, can you please shut the door? Anyways, yeah, I can't wait to watch them play too. Once they're on my team, they're on my team for life, you know?
Yeah.
It's gonna be brutal when I have to cut some of the boys, man. Good Lord, my heart can't take that shit either. You know,
when you've worked up with them, it's a bit more difficult, isn't it? Because you get that connection and
they've been on my team before, and like they become your hockey family. And then like I was getting off the ice yesterday, and one of the kids came up to me and he was like, I have been working so hard, this and that. And then another kid came up and he's like, I want to make this team so bad. I want to play for you again so bad. And I was like, oh God. I sure hope you make it, buddy. But I don't know. Like, I'm gonna pick the kids that earn it. I have no politics. I have no bullshit in me. I think that's the biggest problem with all of minor hockey. You see some of the horse shit that goes on, and I can't wait to make it not like that. You know?
Yeah. You can't go around treating everybody in sugar, can you?
Well, no, but like, and you can't take people because of who they're related to or who they like or who's their best friend or who went camping together. It's like the kids know what's fair. And if I don't make the team fairly, then they know. And that's not fair. And that's horseshit. And that's not the way it'll be. Right. And then we're going to kick the shit out of everybody. Oh man, I'm actually not that competitive, you know? What was interesting was I did get all competitive with the shed and trying to be number one in Germany. And then I realized that's not why I do this, and that's not what I'm about. And it was fun, and I was having fun anyways, but it's like I think the winning will take care of itself if I just have fun, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm over all the stuff. It's like when I talk with all my German buddies and I get to relive all the time. I did have a great time there, even if they asked me to kindly leave, you know?
Yeah, I've had some good times in Germany. There's one place I won't mind visiting there one day.
You should go.
I want to visit some barns around Europe.
You should go check out some barns. And German hockey is a whole different culture than the UK hockey scene. It's totally different, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one place we don't get too many players come from, I think, is Germany. But
Yeah. Germany is like they got their own hockey family. And like once you get in those leagues and the coaches and teams get
Yeah,
to
you
know
don't.
you, then like there's a whole hockey world there that people don't really get. It's not a big world either. Once you get into those German leagues, there's guys that stay forever because it sure can be fun playing hockey in Germany.
Yeah,
If I were to suggest to people, you should go right around now, September, to Germany, and it's beer tent season. And boy, oh boy, can you run amok at those places.
pre-season
uh,
warm up.
oh man, you can pretty well like just embarrass yourself at those places.
I've done that
uh
without going to Germany.
well, and that German beer can hit you right in the knees. It takes away
Yeah,
your balance, and good lord, yeah. So if anybody's gonna go to Germany, I suggest going right now. Because boy, I could have some fun if I went there right now. So poster picks. Well, you sent the one with Rich and Dave and the jersey, and my heart couldn't handle it. But the other one that I found when I was getting all creepy, the research team, you had took a photo with the captain of captains, the Twinkle Toes, Jono.
yeah. The captain of captains that never really retired.
Yeah, he's such bullshit. And so now he's gonna get his jersey up in the rafters and he's still playing.
Well,
Have they announced that they're retiring his jersey yet? Why didn't they? When are they doing that first
no,
game of the season or what?
I'm not too sure. I've not heard anything about that, but
Well,
it'll be up there.
he told me he was giving his toes a break. He told me that he wasn't going to put them in the boots all the time. And then, sure to shit, I find out like 2 weeks later, he's playing again with that team below. But it makes perfect
Good
sense
though.
to me to just rip the band-aid right off and not play at all is very difficult. You don't have a team around. You don't have your system and your hockey family. And I think it's a great idea for him to play there and have fun and run amok and be on a team and also work all day. And then, you work to do that stuff then. And then you start to realize how lucky you were when you used to get paid to play hockey and you didn't have to do all the other shit all day.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is though, the team that he plays for now was just bought by. Is now run by the Steelers as well.
Oh yeah, I heard that. Yeah, there was
They
some
just
kind of
acquired them.
kerfuffle about it because of something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're probably got some money and now they're just going to dominate and everybody got sad because they were going to lose.
Well, I don't. It seems just as good of a league as what Elite League is. If I'm honest,
What do you
I
mean
mean,
by that?
you've got the likes of Leeds that ran them up last year, and
And
then
Leeds
you've got
throws chocolate, and that is, folks, because the world is not
yeah,
that big. Is the Leeds is the castle now, which was the big blue tent, and now they throw chocolate on the ice there. That's neato, right?
what you ought to do is get Jonna back in and see if we can have a chocolatey storm at our Sheffield instead.
Oh, you mean the little barn on the other side
Yeah.
with the curling rings on it?
Or we just do it.
Do you think we're allowed to throw chocolate on that side of the ice? Huh. Never thought of that. The big arena, they sure canceled fun, didn't they?
Yeah,
Were you there for Kit Kat Get That?
I was. Yeah, I was.
Did you throw any?
Joe, I meant to call it shop on way and completely forgot.
You're telling me you showed up without a Kit Kat? Horse manure.
And I was
Be better.
pretty
You're gonna have to play better. That's horse shit. Okay. You get one shot at this. They canceled fun after that day. We had so much fun they canceled it. Right.
Bring it back without him knowing.
Um well, I found out that Cardiff now is like frisking people on the way in.
Yes.
And it's like you're telling me we're gonna have to shove Kit Kats up our ass and Mosey's gonna have to eat Kit Kats that were up people's asses. We'll do whatever it takes, folks, to win. So
Well,
I
the
would
will is the
suggest
way.
I'm planning on having Mosey on, but I wanted to have him on before the season starts. I don't know when that happens. Too much shit going on, but I want to discuss this with him and be like, so let's make a deal, right? If you're saying you can't bring anything in, cool, but keep your fucking hands off our Kit Kats because we're bringing that shit in and we're bringing it in for free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get out of our fucking way, right? Sorry for swearing so much today, folks. I'm getting wound up. When I found out that they were going to take chocolate from people, I was like, that's not happening. You're letting us bring Kit Kats in, and we are going to shower Evan Mosey and Kit Kats, right? Just like in Sheffield that day.
The one and only.
Yeah, the Kit Kat get that one day, but like sometimes I'm just living full speed and I don't really think about what's all going on until moments like yesterday when I saw that picture. There's been a heck of a lot of fun that's happened from talking to my shed. When you think about Kit Kat, get that, you think about Twix and Mac, you think about the Chocolate Manchester Storm, the Jersey raffles,
and all the
help it.
chocolate for your girls.
It's the chocolate for my girls, right? Like that was, and yeah, just living can be fun, right?
Yeah.
Just got to find
There's
your
a lot
shed,
more when
folks.
when you sit and think about it, there's a lot that goes on, and sometimes it's a bit fast and furious.
Well, like sometimes there's stuff that's going on that's like, well, I can't keep posting stuff. Like it's just too much. There's just too much fun happening,
Yeah, I mean, I think I blinked, and I'm sure it was Christmas last week.
I know the
It
time
goes
flies when
so
you're having fun,
fast.
right? Yeah, it's like
Oh,
that now.
definitely.
Yeah, summer's over, back to like another hockey season, and now all these guys are on different teams, and not some people are retiring, some people are scoring their first pro goals, and it just all keeps happening, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a bit of a downer of an off season as well, hasn't it? With losing some guys, but
Yeah, that's true.
that did break me. That
Yeah.
last weekend when they played the tribute for Alex Graham, that broke me.
I didn't know him. I've only heard rave reviews. Same with that Hammond.
Yeah,
Just way too young. Never got the chance to do the whole deal, right? That sucks.
yeah, that really,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Poster pics. You're outside, it looks like the Sheffield Steelers bus, and you're taking a photo with a guy with his pillow. And I just thought it was hilarious. I don't know who the guy is, but it brought back a ton of memories because I was a fantastic sleeper on the bus. I
That
excelled at
I've become a pro at it because we drive in pairs, so I sleep in passenger seat.
it. You're in the passenger seat.
Yeah, so tomorrow morning
I got to get horizontal. I'm right on the floor. I'd take a bed
in
and
the
like,
aisle.
oh yeah, right down. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think if we did that, there'd be a pile on.
Yeah, no, when I was a dad and doing my master's, when I got on that Cardiff bus, it was time to sleep. And I'll see you when we're gonna play hockey. And then I'll be up all day because I slept all day.
But yeah, that was the night after we won Challenge Cup in Cardiff, and that was Marek Tronzinski, who we lost during COVID. And as the bus pulled, because I drove straight up from Cardiff to Sheffield after the game, and then met the players at the arena. And as the door opened, there was a bag of empties fall out,
Mm-hmm.
and then Marek fell out after it, half naked.
Winning can get away from you, especially when you get on a bus
Yeah.
with your teammates.
What you can't see in that picture is I'm actually propping him up.
You're holding him up because he's just pickled.
Oh, it was
The same things
was
happen to
quite
me when we'd win.
artistry.
Yeah, that happens. Winning can get away from you. There's no
Yeah,
doubt about it. When you work all year and then all of a sudden you win a trophy with your best friends, it can really get away from you.
yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't long after that the video with Davy Phillips
pulled the guy's pants down.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Yeah,
he's a beauty too, eh?
Yeah, he's moved on from us now.
Yeah, that sucks, eh?
Yeah,
I really like that guy.
Yeah, he's good. He's good fun.
Yeah, he is good fun, and fun is fun, and winning is fun, and you need
Certainly
goofs
is.
like that to win. You know. Okay, next poster pick. Is that your kids with Foxy, Aaron Fox?
Yeah, that's my two eldest nieces. They're
Nieces. Okay, so you don't have any
yeah.
kids yourself. Those are your nieces.
No,
I got you.
I do my fair share of looking after them.
Yeah, I hear you.
No,
So Fox, he's
again
been there a few years, eh?
be 4 years now, I think.
So he was the coach when they won the Challenge Cup, right? Yeah, because that
Yeah.
Carter came on and he was there when they won that.
Yeah, that was
2019. So I'm just thinking out loud here on the back deck that if Sheffield doesn't win a trophy this year, they're probably gonna call me and ask me to coach next year.
Come and join us.
Right? Because Sheffield doesn't like losing. I know that. And if you've had a few years without winning a trophy, I bet you the clock is ticking. And I'm not trying to put any pressure on you, Aaron. I haven't even met you, never talked to you, but you got a lot of pressure on your shoulders.
Yeah, there was a few that were calling for it by end of last season, but I think there was by the time the end of last season come, I think there was a few bit of unsettled air in the dressing room.
Yeah, I see how it all goes, right? It's quite the league because every team is trying to win, and those big teams that like they'll do whatever it takes to win, and every year they are reviewing what players they had and keeping the ones they thought helped and trying to bring in better players every year. They're always trying to get better, and there's Sheffield, Belfast, Cardiff, and then even like Nottingham's trying, but like I mean, I heard Manchester's got great sponsors this year and are really going for it. You know?
Yeah, I mean Guildford did well last year.
Oh yeah, I always forget about them. Yeah, they do well too now.
Now that everything's settled down at Glasgow and they've got new owners and they've had to rearrange. I think
there's no reason why Glasgow shouldn't be running amok. They got the arena, they got the city. Like, let's go here. You know, be better.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see everybody close up a bit and instead of like say 3 or 4 teams running away with it.
Right. Well, it's a whole different thing, this whole winning the regular season thing, because like there's always going to be 8th to 10th place teams, and they're not going to be close. And that's just hockey. It's interesting. The regular season wins it all, right?
Yeah. This time next week we'll have first results.
Yeah, and then well, like when you're playing for the full regular season and it's about that to win the championship, it's like, well, throughout a regular season, it's usually the teams with money and that are deeper that are probably going to be near the top. And but that's just hockey, right?
That's biggest wallet.
What are you? Sorry, my daughter is something else. Why don't you come here? Hello. This is Zoe. You want to say hi to Adam?
No.
She's just mad because I'm not ready for spa day yet. We're almost done. Right?
What color are you doing his nails?
We're not doing my nails, right? I got a big work day tomorrow, right? I'm making you guys pretty, right?
You can take it off once it's dry.
She's done my makeup before, and I do look pretty with makeup on.
My nieces do mine, and it looks like I've been shot with a paintball gun.
He said it when his nieces do it, it looks like he's been shot by a paintball gun. That's kind of like what you did to me, right? Actually for her birthday last year, her and all her friends got to do one thing each to my face, and by the end I was pretty.
I had 10 friends over.
Okay, we better keep going because it is spa day. Poster picture, you were with the Stanley Cup in a Team GB jersey. Was that recently when the Stanley Cup was wherever they were playing?
Yeah, that was in Nottingham. That was the World Championships in Nottingham, and that was the day that the Disney movie was completed.
Yeah, what a bunch of dudes they are, eh?
What a send off for Johnner as well.
Yeah, Twinkle Toes, the captain of
Yeah.
captains. Yeah.
That's
so, and right, and he's playing with a broken wrist. That's psychopath.
Yeah.
Oh, what a guy he is, eh?
Uh,
If nobody makes this movie, I'm gonna get really upset, right? It's horseshit. They literally wrote the whole script for everybody, and all they have to do is just film it now and pick out who's gonna play who and who's gonna have the weird toes, right? Who can play Robert Dowd? Nobody's that good looking and can fight and score, right? It's not even fair. So okay, so you saw the Stanley Cup, so that was cool, eh?
That was pretty awesome. I mean, what was even more awesome was that it's probably as close as I'm ever going to get again. But
right.
See if I'm Flyers fan as well.
Flyers.
Yeah, I'm a Philly fan.
Why?
I don't know. I like the torture.
Yeah, that's not my team. I don't really care either though, but they do have jerseys similar to the Kincardine Canucks, who are a squad, you know.
Yeah. That's why I got the jersey.
Okay. What is your favorite restaurant in Sheffield? Or if you're gonna go out to eat and you had all the money in the world, where would you go and what would you eat?
Oh, do you know what? It just be chip shop.
All right, just muck it up.
Yeah.
Kebab. A chip shop. Oh, kebab. Yeah, I was gonna say you're not just getting French fries, are you?
No.
Yeah, no. You want to muck it up. I knew I liked you. That's good. I like to do that too.
I need to visit Cardiff again.
Have you been to Chippy Lane?
I could run a muck in there.
Oh yeah. You know what? It's like you gotta be quite somewhat intoxicated to really get the full experience, because the kebabs really aren't that good on Chippy Lane, but it's a whole experience getting down there and seeing the sights and seeing the people, and just mucking it up, right?
I'm sure I've been in a few towns that have been similar.
I think when it gets to a certain time of night, there's people mucking it up all over the world, right?
I've probably been one of them people once upon a time.
I know I have been. Yeah, I just love Chippy Lane, and now the equipment guy, the kit guy for the Glasgow clan, who I hadn't met, is writing to me that he's on Chippy Lane and the fellas are mucking it up in preseason, and it just warms my heart that hockey's still hockey all over the world, that guys are playing preseason games. They know it doesn't matter who wins and loses in preseason, and they're mucking it up on Chippy Lane in Cardiff. And I'm getting sent photos of Chippy Lane in Cardiff, and it just makes the world not so big, and hockey's hockey, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a universal place to visit in Cardiff.
Yeah. It's something. It's quite the spot. It's funny that I always talk about it, because when I played there, I really didn't get to Chippy Lane very often because I was being a dad and I was in school. But now when I go back to testimonials, I can let my wings flap, you know? So have you ever played hockey, and can you skate without a penguin?
I tried skating without a penguin, and
didn't go well.
No.
Were you in those blue skates?
Yeah.
Oh God, those are brutal. Yeah. It's like you want people to have a good experience, and then you put them in those blue skates, and you're like, here, that's
I was
tough.
perfectly fine while I was on the ice.
And you make them hold on to a penguin with blue skates, and it's like, how are these people supposed to be having fun?
I know the worst thing was I was with at the time my youngest niece. So I'm pushing penguin round with her. I ends up on floor flat on my back. She turns around and goes, bye, and started skating off without me.
Some of my favorite people watching was watching public skating in Wales. There's some people that just have a tough go out there. You get some interesting characters at public skating, you know?
That was me in Sheffield, and best of all, my sister had FaceTimed my mum. So she's going around the house. Anyway, next thing you know, camera just went.
And it's weird for me. It's like I'm better on skates than I'm at like walking. I can, I have a better chance of falling down walking than I do on skates. Yeah. I guess it's all how much you practice, right? But you got to get out of those blue skates if you want to have fun. Okay?
Yeah.
Let the penguin go, get out of the blue skates and just run amok, you know?
Well, it was quite nice being on ice, though, because once you're down there, it's all right. It's how you get down that
hurts. Oh man.
The ice numbs a pain.
Here's a big question. I don't have many notes today. We did start this pretty quick, guys. There's all the notes. So season predictions. Are my chocolate Manchester Storm gonna win it all? Who do you who's gonna take it down this year?
I think Belfast are going to slip back a little bit this year.
Is that right?
I think top two will be between. I think Sheffield Cardiff are going to be fighting it out for top two. I think.
Is that right? You think the rivalry's back? Eh? It's going to be like 2014-15 all over again then.
Yeah.
Well, my chocolate Manchester Storm are probably going to be having a lot of fun and winning games too. We don't have the budget, but you know what? We love hockey and we're going to muck it up and have fun, right?
Yeah, I think Manchester and Glasgow probably fight it out around mid-table.
Mid-table, eh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it would be about as neat as heck if I ever saw the captain of the Manchester Storm holding a trophy and he had a 2 L's and Hockey Tales logo on his jersey. That would don't think the heart could take that one either, you know?
No.
Critch told me that when he saw the jersey and saw my logo on it, which I haven't even seen yet. I still haven't seen a picture of this, but that's real is the funniest thing ever. And sorry, Cardiff, if I sponsored the wrong team and I shed boosted the wrong team. I'm just having fun. Don't get mad at me, right? But seriously, there's a captain in professional hockey with a 2 L's and Hockey Tales logo on his jersey, right?
I'll have to keep an eye out for him then when he comes to Sheffield.
You're going to have to snap a photo of that, right? Because Critch is going to make that look sexy. Oh, gosh. Well, do you have any questions for me?
I don't think I have to be. I haven't really prepared anything.
Yeah, me neither. We just woke up and got at it, right? Just giving her.
That's it.
And it's spa day, you know, you can't take this stuff too seriously.
You can't. Yeah, you can't spend too long away from that.
Yeah, it's I'm gonna look really pretty really soon, right? Just in time for girls tryouts tonight and then rip to Niagara Falls, right?
Oh.
Yeah. May as well give her if you're gonna wake up, right?
That's it. Full send.
Full send. Yeah. And fun is fun, right?
That's it.
Well, thanks for being on my team and thank you for giving Rich that jersey because geez, I don't get punched in the face very often from across the pond, but you did punch me right in the mouth last night because you dropped me.
Oh. Yeah, it was a cool night.
Sure was.
Hopefully first of many seeing him there.
Right. And that he's back in the barn with his family and his son, and them smiling and seeing a Steelers game. And then for Dave, what he did, and Billy, who I haven't met yet, that the next door neighbor of Rich that steps up and says, I'll bike 600 kilometers too. Like, what a bunch of psychopaths these people are, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Got a couple of screws loose.
Yeah. And just no consideration of their gooch at all, right? Like, they didn't even think about it, that they're going to go do this. And it's like, do you know what it's going to feel like between your balls and your butt? Right. I've been in the sauna for 90 minutes a day on a bicycle in Germany, and I tell you, they were on it for 11 hours one day.
Yeah,
and then they got up and did it
longer.
again. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think yesterday was even longer, wasn't it, as well? No.
Man, they better get some ice on the those gooches, eh?
It's one massage you want to avoid.
Yeah, like, thank you to everybody that's in the Shed family that makes all this fun possible. Because if it wasn't for the people willing to make time in my busy schedule to talk to me when I have a window, if it wasn't for the people like listening and doing cool shit, fun isn't fun unless people have fun, right?
That's it. Yeah. What's the world without fun?
What would we be doing, right? And this has been another episode of Two Ales and Hockey Tales with Bruzy. Bruzy? No. What's your nickname? Do you have a nickname?
Not really.
Bruzy. Bruzy. With Bruzy and Wally.